Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, as-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulul Kareem, amma ba'd. I thought I was actually speaking a little bit later because I was still gathering my thoughts. A lot of the thunder that I had has already been stolen. But I just want to pick up on a couple of things. I mean, Saghir mentioned about war on terror, and he used the phrase scared the hell out of. And I was thinking, you know, what's happened is the war on terror has scared the hell, not the hell, but the heaven out of the Muslims. And that's really what's happened. The whole purpose of this strategy is to de-Islamize, is to reduce our iman, reduce our practice. And it's working to a certain extent. And if you look at, and the work, I'll come on to what the work we do in MEND, but some of the people here are as old as me, have been around for that long. Remember in 2003, 2004, 2006, the different legislations that were coming, and I recall the Glorifying Terrorism Act when that was coming. And one of the things we discussed with a lot of people, and in particular imams and mosques, was, you know, they had a lot of concern. You know, will we now be able to make dua for the mujahideen anymore? You know, will praising the mujahideen cause us to fall foul of this glorifying terrorism legislation? And we were saying, no, it won't, it's fine and everything else, but, you know, it didn't work, because the narrative that was being pushed out said that, yes, if you do this, you're going to end up in trouble, you're going to fall foul of the law, blah, 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 all of that kind of stuff. And I asked majority Muslim audience here, how many masjids, and put your hand up, how many masjids have you been where you've heard the khutbah where dua was made for the mujahideen? Put your hand up. One. Okay, a few more. You all, I bet, go to the same mosque. That was a joke. But 4 out of, I don't know, there's probably about 100 people here. Yeah? And this is the state of affairs that we're in. The kind of, today's gathering is called Citizenship, not subjects. And this is one of the things at MEND that we're kind of pushing quite a lot. But, you know, not citizenship or being citizens at any cost. Okay? It's very important to realize that, yes, all of us are citizens of this country, but all of us have our own identity. And all of us have our own beliefs and everything else. And the pressure that is on us, and it's like a pressure cooker, is that, you know, we need to, our citizenship needs to kind of fit a certain narrative. What is that? And that is Islam in the public space. Yes, you can be a citizen. Yes, you can have British values, as long as your democracy isn't different from ours, i.e., you know, you don't have religious kind of basis for your activism or your citizenship. So it's okay for us to invite, like the tyrant of Egypt at the moment, who's killed thousands of people, no democracy there, because, you know, democracy is a British value. And we can ignore that value because what? As long as you are not religious, if you're atheist, you're not religious, you can get away with anything. And we see that time and time again. So the first thing is about citizenship. What I want to kind of get at there is, all of us here, if we're of faith, keep your faith. Because that public space is for your faith. And you only need to interact on that basis. But you need to interact, it's really important. The other things, some people kept on mentioning about all of these problems about the Muslims, it's all coming on the Muslim community. Yes, it's true. And Saghir kind of mentioned it probably as well, that, you know, we're the first people that are facing a lot of these issues. Some of you will remember Section 44. There's no way I'm finishing in 1 minute. Some of you will remember Section 44 of the Stop and Search Act. It affected Muslims disproportionately in huge numbers and specifically. But until it affected journalists and photographers, it never got repealed. Okay, and this is the some of the non-Muslims that are here, and some maybe journalists that are here. This is the point that you guys need to take home. Yeah. Now we're up in arms. Why? Because a new BBC Newsnight researcher has got his laptop taken away using counter-terrorism legislation. What about the years before that? You know, we really need to wake up. The liberties that are being threatened are not the liberties of the Muslims. It's the liberties of the citizens. And we've got to use that language. We can't Islamize this issue. It's not a Muslim problem. Islamophobia is not a Muslim problem. Okay? The kind of third and fourth thing I'm going to come on to, and then I will finish, inshallah, Asif, yeah? It's about engagement. You know, we kind of need to get out of our echo chambers. What do I mean by that? It's talking to ourselves. Yeah? We're always talking to ourselves. We're not reaching out. For example, Cage, it took a very noble stand. But, you know, all the Cage people are here. How many Muslim organizations jumped to stand next to them? Hardly any. But we see that. We say that all the time, and we see it happen all the time. When a Muslim individual is vilified in the press, yeah, how many of us would go and support them? If they lived on our street, how many of us would go and say, don't worry, we're here with you? We don't even do these basic things. Okay? And you know, we need to get out of that, our own comfort zone, and create, you know, the safety is in numbers. The only way we're going to get defeated is when we get singled out, and we have to do that. So the engagement, we need to change to that. And the second thing is we need to engage with the mainstream. Okay, it's not a Muslim issue. We need to engage with the non-Muslims because they need to see what is going on here. Okay, it's an early warning system for them. They don't need to wait 10 years to find out all of a sudden they ain't got no rights anymore, that they can't challenge things, that they can't go to universities and speak. Even Peter Thatchell now, who, you know, he is an Islamophobe, he has made Islamophobic comments. He even now is saying he's going to challenge the new CT bill that's coming up. Why? Because he knows he's going to get banned from universities. Okay? So it affects all of us. So finally, the kind of thing that I want to mention to all of us is the precedent that Kay just set in terms of challenging and getting a judicial review is definitely a way forward for us. You all know about the Trojan horse, hoax, what it is. You see what the Department for Education is doing. It is stripping so many Muslims of the right to be a school governor, of the right to be a teacher. And it's doing that wholesale. These are things that we need to challenge. And this is the way to go. You know, we need to engage with the system, not because the system is perfect, it never is, yeah? But we need to change that, and we need to show where it isn't perfect, but we need to use the system itself. So inshallah, you know, there are some more projects that are coming up. Inshallah, you will pay attention and support it. Jazakumullah khair.